Let's see, okay, being broadcast, and that should be good to go. There we go. All right, great. Excellent. So, welcome to everybody on the line. Um, again, hope your Sabbath is going well. We're gonna get right into it and talk about these wicked leaders in Israel, man. Finish our lesson off on it, um, and give all glory and honor to the Most High. So just give me a second here while I pull up my first scripture. Anything anyone want to share? Any testimonies or anything like that before the lesson start? Going once, going twice. Okay. Okay, family. So as an introduction to part three of this lesson, I want to bring out some scriptures that, Brother Chris basically brought to my attention, and some scriptures that I saw, as I was preparing for the lesson as well. Um, as part of I guess, the introduction to this lesson, I want to let you guys know that according to the scriptures, adopting earthly lords was always wicked. Adopting earthly lords was always a wicked thing. And we're going to go to First Samuel 8, and we'll read from 5 to 7. First Samuel 8, right? First Samuel 8. Um, right? And we'll read from 5 to 7. This shows you that Israel will reject Yahweh. And this is the account of Israel rejecting Yahweh as their king and demanding an earthly king. Okay. For Samuel 8, from 5 to 7, it says, and say, I'll go from 4. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together and came to Samuel unto Ramah, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy ways. Because Samuel's sons, they were wicked, right? Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. You hear what they say? Your sons are wicked, so we need a king to judge us like what? Like all the nations. So we want to be like the other nations, give us a king. That's what Israel said. All the elders, right? Hmm. All the elders of Israel came together and said, We want a king to be over us just like the other nations. So the same thing we've been seeing repeatedly since we began this study is that the elders are the ones always leading the people astray. The priests and the elders, man. The ones that are supposed to be mighty, the overseers, right? That's why you got to be so careful about who you decide to follow, man. You have to be very careful about it, right? So, moving on, it says in verse 6, but the thing displeased Samuel. Um, 1 second. There we go. The thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. Meaning what? Listen to what they say. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me. Now, in the New Testament, let me finish this. That I should not reign over them. The Most High said to Samuel when Samuel prayed, It's not you they reject, Samuel, they reject me. They said, Hey, I don't want this man to reign over me. Give me a king. Give me a king. This God is not enough. Give us a king. Okay. Now, you can go look this up on your own. In the New Testament, Yahweh Shai actually quotes this. in a parable form. And he says that there was a man who went to prepare a kingdom, and he left his servants. We reviewed it in the talents lesson, right? He left servants to work the talents. And in the midst of that parable, he says that there were some people that said, "This man shall not reign over us." Well, here's the precept, right? Here's where it was originally written. This is where Yahweh Shai got it from, right? So from the very beginning, this whole concept of you know, adopting earthly lords, earthly kings was wicked, right? Let's go to 1 Samuel 8:20. Go down to 20. It says, I'll go from 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel, and he said, "Nay, but we will have a king over us, that we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us." What was the purpose of the king? To judge them. And do what else? Go before us and fight our battles. So they wanted a king, just like all the other nations, for the king to do what? To judge them, right? Meaning, judge between in their court cases, essentially, right? Um, go out before them, right in front of them, and fight their battles as well. So represent them and also to fight their battles. Okay. Let's go to Joshua um 23 and 10. Okay. They said they want a king to do this, but in Joshua 23:10, it says that the Most High would fight our battles, right? So Israel wanting a king is already off, and the Most High gonna make it clear. It says, "One man of you shall chase 1,000, for Yahweh your God, he it is that fighteth for you, as he have promised you." Okay, so who fight for you? It's Yahweh. It's Yahweh that fight for you, right? Not a king, right? The Most High also says in another place, "By strength shall no man prevail," right? It's the Most High that give the battle, whether you have a few people or you have a lot, right? In the book of Maccabees, you find that as well, right? Exodus 14:14, it says, "Yahweh shall fight for you, and you shall hold your peace." See that? Didn't say the king, it didn't say Moses gonna fight for you and you shall hold your peace, right? Didn't say David, didn't say any of that. Said Yahweh shall fight for you and you shall hold your peace. Okay. 1 Samuel 12 from verse 17. All right. We have here the Most High calling Israel wicked for demanding a king, right? The Most High calls Israel wicked for demanding a king. 1 Samuel 12, it says, I'll go from 1 Samuel 12, I'll go from 16. It says, "Now therefore stand and see this great thing, which Yahweh will do before your eyes. Is it not wheat harvest today? I will call unto Yahweh, and he shall send thunder and rain, that you may perceive and see that your wickedness is great, which you have done in the sight of Yahweh in asking you a king." Right? The wickedness was not no easy little wickedness. It was a great wickedness that the Most High count against Israel for asking for a fleshly king, right? Let me see. Why? Right? Well, we looked at it before. Go up to 12. "And when you saw that Nahash, the king of Israel of Ammon, came against you, you said unto me, Nay, but a king shall reign over us. When Yahweh, here's the point, when Yahweh your God was your king." That's why it's wicked. Yahweh was already your king. Israel rejected Yahweh and wanted an earthly king. The leadership specifically was guilty of this, right? And wanted an earthly king. Where's Samuel 10? Where's Samuel 10? Let's go one. Where's Samuel 10 from 18 to 24? It'll show you where the Most High gives Israel their earthly king, right? Because they reject him, they want a king. Okay, he's like, all right, well, take your king then, right? And he makes sure that he tells them exactly what the king is gonna do, that they were begging for, right? And they still said, yeah, we'll take it, right? For Samuel 10 from 18 to 24, it says, and said unto the, I'll go from 17, and Samuel called the people together unto Yahweh, the Mizpah, and said unto the children of Israel, thus saith Yahweh, God of Israel, I brought up Israel out of Egypt, and delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of all kingdoms, and of them that oppress you. Right? So the Most High is like, hey, listen, man, I saved you guys from all this oppression that you were going through, man. And all these people that hated you. I delivered you out of their hands. I gave you salvation already, right? And you have this day rejected your God, man, who himself saved you out of all your adversaries, right? Adversities, sorry, and your tribulations. And you have said unto him, nay, meaning no, but set a king over us. And this is what's happening in Israel, man. The Most High save us out of our tribulations and our adversities. And we're like, nope, set a camp leader over us. I follow Alazar. I follow Nathaniel. I follow Naquam. I follow, A, B, and C, man. When
What
it's
about
Yahweh, when it's
what about
Yahweh that you're
Emmanuel?
supposed to follow.
What
Saba, say
about
excuse me
Emmanuel?
if you have
That
something to say. Saba, say
yeah,
excuse
sorry
me if
about
you have
that.
something to say.
Sorry about that.
Go ahead.
What about Emmanuel? Is that another one?
Who?
Emmanuel.
No, nope.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, right. So, you know, they're like, no, set a king over us in verse 19 here. Now, therefore, present yourselves before Yahweh by your tribes and by your thousands. Okay? Why? Because you rejected the Most High Himself and you want a king. Okay, well, come get your king, right? Verse 20. And when Samuel had caused all the tribes of Israel to come near, the tribe of Benjamin was taken, right? And when he had caused the tribe of Benjamin to come near by their families, the family of Matri was taken, right? And Saul the son of Kish was taken. And when they sought him, he could not be found. This is really interesting because Israel asked for a king. God said, come, gather yourself to get your king. And then, he goes to the tribes, Benjamin, and in Benjamin, the family of Matri, and then, in the family of Matri, it was Saul, the first king, right? First flesh king of Israel, Saul, son of Kish. But when they were looking for him, they could not find him. Why? Well, let's see. Therefore, they inquired of Yahweh further, if the man should yet come thither. So is this guy gonna come or not? And Yahweh answered, behold, he have hid himself among the stuff. Israel asked for a king, and the first king they get was hiding himself. They choose him, He was chosen, but he was hiding himself. He didn't come. He was hiding, right? You do with that what you will. That's not a good sign. And they ran and fetched him thence, right? So they had to bring, hey, you're gonna be king today. You're gonna be king today, and they had to drag the man and bring him over. And they ran and fetched him thence, and when he stood among the people, he was higher than any of the people from his shoulders and upward. So he was taller than everybody else, right? And Samuel said to all the people, see ye him who Yahweh have chosen, that there is none like him among all the people. And all the people shouted and said, God save the king. All right. So Israel requests this wicked thing, and the Most High give them Saul. Now, what I want you to notice is that Saul was higher than all the other people. He was taller than all the other people. You couldn't miss him. You couldn't miss Saul, right? And in another place, if I remember correctly, it said he was a goodly person, meaning what? Good looking. So the vanities that Israel requested, they got it to the full with Saul, right? And if you read the whole account of Saul, you're gonna know that Saul, the Most High took the kingdom out of Saul's hand because Saul was a papi show, right? He was a coward, right? Afraid to go against the people for the sake of the Most High. So the Most High rent the kingdom out of his hand and gave it instead to David, right? Uh, so this is the coronation. Israel gets the earthly king, right? Good looking tall man, right? Everyone would say, hey, you know, this is a good king. He's gonna do great. Because of vanity, right? But he didn't end up doing great. He ended up failing the people, right? And failing the Most High, right? As the Most High knew, he knew it was gonna go down like that. In fact, he knew that whole system was wicked. That's why he tell you, hey, look, okay, they reject me, they want kings, give it to them. Let's see what happens. The Most already knows it wasn't gonna work out well, you know. Okay. Now, so that was Saul. Now let's see what Gideon does, right? When they try to make Gideon king. Great righteous man that Gideon. So we're about to read how Gideon refused to be king and instead says Yahweh will rule over you. Okay? Let's go to Judges 8. Let's go to Judges 8. And I think I want 22 to 23, right? It says, then the men of Israel said unto Gideon, rule thou over us, both thou and thy son, and thy son's son also. Yeah, that so be our ruler for generations, Gideon. You're so mighty, for thou hast delivered us from the hand of Midian. And Gideon said unto them, I will not rule over you, neither shall my son rule over you. Yahweh shall rule over you. Okay? And Gideon said unto them, I would desire a request of you, that you would give me every man the earrings of his prey, for they had gold earrings because they were Ishmaelites. Okay? No, I just wanted 22 and 23. All right. Gideon said, I will not rule over you, but Yahweh shall rule over you. All right. So Gideon, as a righteous man, wasn't having it. He already know the ruler of Israel is Yahweh, not man. So he's like, no, 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 no. You're not gonna make me king. You're not gonna make me no ruler over you, right? You have one already, right? So is this the attitude of the Israelite leaders today, right? Would a man offer them to rule over the people as a king, and then they refuse and say, hey, Yahweh shall rule over you and not me? Or are they happy to rule over the people of the Most High God? Ask yourself that question, right? Right? So, moving on. Israel had judges and priests, okay? That's what we originally had, judges and priests, right? Not bishops, deacons, and pastors according to, the hierarchy of the modern church, right? We had judges and priests. And now, under the order of Melchizedek, hey, we are kings and priests, but who is the high priest? We have a high priest, and it's no man on earth. The high priest is Yahweh Shai, and the rest of us are brethren. Kings and priests, yes, in the spirit, but brethren, right? Servants, what do you call it? Guardians, certainly. Messengers, certainly, right? But not kings over our people according to the methodology of the heathen, man. Not rulers over our people, not bishops or deacons over our people according to the methodology of the world and the Christian church, but rulers over our people, or rather leaders of our people, from the position of Yahweh Shai, which is that of a servant. That's what's going on today in righteousness, right? That's what it should be today in righteousness, right? And that's what the righteous are doing. But the wicked are lording power over the people of God. They are kings, they are deacons, they are bishops, and so on and so forth. They are chiefs, they are generals, right? According to their own mind, according to their own appointment, right? Okay, uh, let's prove that. Exodus 18, I will read from 13. What did Moses really do when he set up leaders over the people? What does this mean? Because it says he set up rulers over the people, but the Most High just called Israel wicked for doing that. And then Gideon, a righteous man, said, "Hey, I will not rule over you, but the Most High will rule over you." This is why precepts are so important. You can stumble and get caught up in words, but the precepts will always show you the true meaning of the scriptures, right? So let's go Exodus 18, right? And I'll go from 13. It says, "And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people, and the people stood by Moses from the morning unto the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, right? He said, What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Right? Why sit thou thyself alone, and all the people stand by thee from morning unto evening? Right? So Moses was sitting in the judgment seat, okay, being judge over all Israel, and he was sitting there from the morning until the evening. And his father-in-law said to him, Moses, this is madness. What are you doing? You have the people waiting at long lines at Service Ontario. Get more people to help you. You understand? Don't sit there and try and do it all yourself. You know? It says, And Moses said unto his father-in-law, Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. That's why he's sitting there. Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. Okay, that's why the people are coming to uh, the leaders in Israel, right? To inquire of the Most High, not to make you rich or to make you famous, or to serve you at a banquet or open the door for you, because they have to. And everyone says, hey, this is Bishop so and so, this is Commander so and so. Hey, I open the door for them. That's not what the people come for. The people come to inquire of the Most High, right? To get judgment and justice and good doctrine, right? 16, it says, when they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. You see that? right? So I judge between them and I make them know the statutes of God and his laws. Okay? That was Moses's position, right? Reading on, it says, and Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely wear away both thou and this people that is with thee, for this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. See that? Jeffro say, you're doing too much, brother. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to God, okay, to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. So, okay, Moses, you stand between the people and God, and you bring the causes unto the Most High. All right, that you do that, right? And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, okay, and shall show them the way wherein they must walk and the work that they must do. This is a prime example of what a leader is supposed to be doing. As I said earlier, is giving you the job description plainly here, right? 21. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men. Here's the resume for the other judges. Able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness. The men have to hate greed. They have to be men of truth. They have to fear the Most High, right? Uh, Place such over them. Here's what we want to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties and rulers of tens. Rulers of tens. So is the Bible contradicting itself? Because it just said, what do you call it? Gideon just said, "Hey, I'm not gonna rule over you. The Most High is gonna rule over you." But here in Exodus, it says, "Hey, there was rulers of hundreds, fifties, and tens." Right? If we keep reading, you're gonna get the what exactly he was talking about. So let's just keep reading. Notice it says rulers here, 22, and let them judge the people. See that? At all seasons, and it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So, what were these people? These people, though it says rulers here, these men were judges. That's what they were. They played the same role as Moses, um, you know, in various places, right? Being put over 1,150 people. Okay, it was just smaller judges. Okay, um, if you got ears to hear. Okay, this word here, uh, sha sha shari. Okay, let's see here. Pull that up. Word shar. Okay. Uh, so the true sense of the word is leader. Okay, because we know the scriptures speak against lording power over people as rulers, chiefs, right? Officials, right? Captains, right? In the sense, spiritually, right? If you have an army, you still need a captain of an army, right? If you have a kingship, you still need a prince, okay? But the general sense, true sense of the word is a leader. Because what are they doing? They're providing a service, judging between one and the other, and also teaching you the words, the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God. All right. I have another precept. Pull that up. Let's go to Deuteronomy 1, and we'll read 13 to 16. Okay, right? 13 to 16, it says, take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them rulers over you. Okay, here's the word rulers again. It's probably the same word. Let's have a look. Uh, Ra'ash, right? Ra'ash Shi Kam. Barashikam. Okay. Uh, Rulers over you. Now, this word rash just means head. Okay. Which is why I say to you guys, the true sense of the word is leader, right? See that? Head. All right. And it's referenced in Leviticus 13:45. The leper in whom the plague is, his clothes shall be rent, and his head bare. And he shall put a covering upon his upper lip and shall cry, unclean, unclean. Okay. And there are other precepts you can, I'm gonna put the document in the under the video. Um, when you're finished, so when I'm finished, so you can go look this up yourself. Okay. There's another one, Genesis 2:10. The river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into four what? Heads. Okay. Four heads. All right. So when we add it all up together, the true sense of the word is a head, man, a leader. And didn't the New Testament say that the head of the church is Christ? The head of the woman is the man. The head of Christ is Yahweh. Okay. Give me a second here. Okay. Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes, and I will make them, they translate it as rulers, but really it's heads over you. All right. And you shall answer me, and ye answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken is good for us to do. This is a precept breaking down the same scripture we just read back in Exodus. It says, so I took what? The chief of your tribes, meaning the heads, wise men and known, and made them heads over you. Well, I thought it was rulers. I made them heads over you. Okay. That's why I said don't get caught up in the words. Find the meaning through the precepts. Captains over thousands, captains over hundreds, captains over fifties, captains over tens, and officers among your tribes. Israel has taken this literally, and it's not literal at all. I will say it once again. The camps in Israel and their leaders have, for the most part, taken this literally, and it's not literal at all. And I charged your judges. Did it say rulers? No. I charged your judges at the time, saying, hear the causes between your brethren, and do what? Judge righteously between every man. Now, let me tell you something. There are some camp leaders, they won't even hear the cause between a brother and a sister, or two brothers. They won't hear causes. They will allow a brother and sister to basically be at an impasse and just leave it like that without making peace. They're not doing their jobs. You're supposed to judge righteously between every man and his brother and the stranger that is with him, according to Deuteronomy 1:16 here. You have to judge the causes between your brethren, your people. And I know camp leaders who will straight up just not do this, not sit in a council, not just they just won't do it. How will judgment be executed justly if we are not willing to follow the instructions of God. How will we be wise if we are not willing to follow the instructions of the Most High? Well, we won't be, right? So leaders were set up to hear the matters and teach the way of Yahweh to our people. But now many are doing something else. Okay? So let's continue from last week with what they are busy doing. Okay, we'll go to, I think we were in Matthew 23. And we're in the 23rd verse, breaking it down. What do wicked leaders do? So, wicked leaders give very little, both physically and spiritually. Okay. Physically, they give seasoning and they can afford to give more. And spiritually, they don't extend compassion, they don't believe the Most High word, and they are not honest. All right. Let's pull this up here. Let's pull this up here. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin. So when people are bringing their tithes of their yam and their potatoes and their carrots and excuse me, there's a fruit fly flying around here who wants to be a hero. I want to use so when people are bringing their their plantains and their dates and their sheep and all of these things, hey, the Pharisees they're bringing in a mint and anise and cumin, man, herbs, small herbs. Remember, these guys are living lavish, but your tithe is mint and anise and cumin, right? It says, and have omitted the weightier matters of the law. What did they do? They omit the weightier matters of the law, just like our camp leaders today. They are omitting the weightier matters of the law, right? What's that? Judgment, proper judgment, which we just spoke about, mercy, because some of them are fierce as hell and keep putting down people, right? And faith, man, right? It says, these ought ye to have done and not to leave the other undone, right? So Yahushua didn't even bring up a problem with them, with their mint and stuff, knowing that, hey, they could give more, but that's what they've decided, that's them, right? But he said, hey, listen, you should have also rest, judgment, right? Mercy and faith, man, right? True assurance, assurance of the truth, right?
Excuse me, I'm gonna leave now. I finished writing.
Okay, my son. Have a good day.
Oh, I will
Happy
talk to you.
Sabbath.
Happy Sabbath. Talk to you soon.
All right, love you. Bye. Right? So here in the interlinear, it says, woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you pay tithes of mint and dill and cumin, and you have neglected the weightier matters of the law, justice, mercy, and faithfulness. Come on, man. Faithfulness. If you're not faithful, you're unfaithful. If you're unfaithful, you're practicing wickedness. One example, I may have brought it up before, is when they caught the woman in adultery and they brought forth the woman only and not the man. Where the law says you have to bring them both forward and stone them. that is being unfaithful. That's not having good fidelity. Nobody can trust you when you're gonna be partial in the law, man. And the Most High says don't be partial in the law. You know, it says, "These now it behooved you to do, those not to be leaving aside." Okay, so this is what I wanted: the fact that they are not faithful, man. They're not faithful to the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High. Lots of pomp and prestige, but when it comes down to the weightier matters of the law, where are they? Right? And everyone guilty of this knows themselves, right? And according to the book of the law, there are many false prophets that have gone out into the world of Israel. So watch for them. Are they tithing this mint and cumin metaphorically, giving a very little, and then on top of that, skipping the weightier matters of the law? Is that what they're doing? Right? Let's go to John 8. Get some precepts on this quick. John 8. From 3 to 11, it says, "And the scribes and Pharisees brought unto him a woman taken in adultery. And when they had set her in the midst, they said unto him, Master, this woman was taken in adultery in the very act. Now Moses in the law commanded us that such should be stoned. But what sayest thou?" Right? This they said, tempting him that they might have to accuse him. But Yahushua stooped down and with his finger wrote on the ground, as though he heard them not. So when they continued asking him, he lifted up himself and said unto them. So at first he wasn't even answering them, right? He said unto them, He that is without sin among you, let him first cast a stone at him. And again he stooped down and wrote on the ground. And they which heard it, being convicted by their own conscience, went out one by one, beginning at who? The elders, man. Beginning at the elders, even unto the last. And Yahushua was left alone, and the woman standing in the midst. When Yahushua had lifted up himself and saw none but the woman, he said unto her, Woman, where are those thine accusers? Have no man condemned thee? She said, No man, Lord. And Yahushua answered unto her, Neither do I condemn thee. Go, and here's the most important part, and sin no more. Right? And where it says in the law that the man and the woman are supposed to come forth, we're just going to look at that. Right? Deuteronomy 22:22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to one husband, then they shall both of them die. Okay? Both of them gotta die. Both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Right? Yahweh knew this scripture. So he said, you know what? Mercy. You know what? In this situation, mercy. Because where's the man? Verse 24, Matthew 23. Matthew 23, verse 24. So, wicked leaders, they give very little physically and they give very little spiritually. Spiritually, very little mercy, not faithful in the spirit, not faithful to the commandments, commandment breakers, right? And so on. Verse 24. Ye blind guides, which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. Yeah, I wish I call them blind guides. And he said, hey, listen, man, you're struggling with small things, but you're swallowing a damn camel, right? You focus on the wrong things, man, right? Wicked leaders are blind guides, okay? They focus on the wrong things, all right? They're struggling with something small, right? But they go and swallow a damn camel to choke on. Something simple to understand, they stuck there, right? And something difficult to understand, they just can't understand it properly. They go swallow a damn camel. Teaching wrong doctrine, right? Proudly. Let's give an example. Here's Matthew 12, right? Matthew 12. The Pharisees are gonna find Yahushai's disciples picking corn to eat on the Shabbat. They pick the corn, they eat the corn. They have a problem with that. But they themselves are plotting to kill Yahushai, man. What kind of hypocrisy is that? That's really the sense of the parable. Pure hypocrisy going on. Let's go Matthew 12, 1 to 2. At that time Yahushua went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were and hungered, and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, Have you not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him? How he entered into the house of Yahweh and did eat the shewbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests? Or have you not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? Why would he say that? They're lighting fire. They're cooking bare food in the temple, but they're blameless. But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple. But if you had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. You see that? Yahushua is like, hey, the man them are hungry. They have to eat. Leave them alone. You guys have no understanding. The priests profane the Sabbath, and they're guiltless for profaning the Sabbath, every Sabbath. Why? Because there's work to be done for the Most High. Let these men eat. There's work to be done for the Most High. Let David and them, didn't you see how David and them ate? Because there was work to be done for the Most High. So they had a problem with that, but look what happened in Matthew 27. Matthew 27 from 20, it says, But the chief priests and elders persuaded the chief priests, the chief priests, the ones them holding the highest office, and the elders. Again, here goes the chief priests and the elders, the leaders of the priests and the elders. They persuaded the multitude that they should ask Barabbas and destroy Yahushua. Watch out for our leaders. Examine them. See whether they're in the faith. The governor answered and said unto him, uh, Whether of the twain will ye that I release unto you? They said, Barabbas. Pilate saith unto them, What shall I do then with Yahushua, which is called the Anointed One, or the Anointed? They all say unto him, Let him be crucified. Chief priests and the elders, man. But they're complaining about man eating corn to give them life, but they're plotting against the life of the Messiah, right? Wicked leaders are blind guides. They strain at a gnat, but they swallow a camel. So, where will a blind guide lead you in the spirit? If this is the kind of guide that you are following, have you seen this kind of guidance in Israel, in your camp leader? If so, he's wicked. That's wickedness, and it must be addressed, right? Verse 25. See how we're doing here. Okay, we're doing good. Verse 25. Whoops. Verse 25 in Matthew 23. Woe, meaning destruction, unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you make clean the outside of the cup and of the platter, but within they are full of extortion and excess. And this is one of the biggest stumbling blocks for Israelites. When they see a clean outside, they assume right away the inside of the cup is clean. But if you see a clean outside and you use the magnifying glass of the scriptures, you will see that many have a clean outside and the inside is full of extortion and excess. Okay. Now, this is not necessarily translated accurately. So, I mean, we'll look at it and we'll get to the bottom of this. Okay. So 25 here. Wicked leaders look good on the outside, but inside are full of greed and self-indulgence. Okay, let's see what we got here. One to you, scribes and Pharisees, you may clean the outside of the cup, full of extortion and excess. Harpage.
Strong's G 724. Harpage.
Harpage. Right? Right? Extortion, ravening, spoiling, robbery, full of robbery, robbing the people on the inside. On the outside, looking good. On the inside, you look at the books, they're robbing the people. And what? Excess. Come on, family. Excess, man. Right? Glitz and glamour. Where have we seen this in our nation? Glitz and glamour on the outside. But when you examine closely, filthiness. Let's go to Romans 16. Watch this. Right? Romans 16. This is one of the most powerful spells in Israel to look good on the outside, right? That's one of the most powerful spells in Israel. It catches most people. It did it in the world and it's going to do it in the truth. Good looks. That's why the Most High made Saul the tallest and the tall and good looking, right? Because we rejected him and we wanted vanity, man. So he's like, okay, deal with the vanity then. Let's see where it gets you. Nowhere. Into Babylon, where every day is a struggle. You can't save, you can't buy nothing. If you have something you bought, your bills killing you, you gotta work 2 jobs. It's just pure problems. You're bearing your iniquity, man. When you used to be at the top of the world and everybody's sending you tribute, Now you got to pay tribute. You don't have no army. You don't have nothing. That's where getting a king to lord over you got us, man. Now, what? Here's the scary part. Watch this. Romans 16, right? And our people get caught with the logos. Our people get caught with the hype train, right? All the videos on YouTube, and people are on the street corner getting Edomites to kiss their feet, right? Why is Israel using the same kind of clickbait as the world, man? When the scriptures are supposed to go out to Israel, Acts 11 and 19. They didn't go to nobody but the Jews only. Why are we standing on the corner giving these Gentiles the word? It's not their business at all. I'm not saying don't stand on the corner. Stand on the corner. Call your people over. Talk to your people. Even if you're on a microphone, talk to your people. These other people have nothing to do with anything, right? This is not for you. Keep it moving. As a matter of wisdom, I wouldn't even use the mic. I'd stop my people and talk to them. That's what I would do, right? But let's go here. Romans 16, from 17, it says, I exhort you now, brothers, and just to kind of put that what I just said there in context. Didn't the Most High say in Psalm 83 that people are plotting against his hidden ones? He called us hidden ones, brothers and sisters, right? We're not supposed to be attracting attention and heat to ourselves. We are the hidden ones, the ninjas, if you will, right? But Israel, for pomp and prestige, and views and guile, you can't beguile people into following the Most High. They're not going to last. He said, no guile was found in the mouth of Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai spoke straight. Either you wanted it or you didn't want it, man. He rolled up to his disciples. He said, come follow me. It was either yes or no. It wasn't follow me and you get some t-shirts and we got this nice logo and clubhouse. And the man said, the Son of Man have no place to lay his head, man. Yeah, come follow me. If you follow a man like that, it's off of faith because you're definitely not going to gain anything, or it didn't look like you were going to gain anything, you know? Anyway, moving on. Watch this. Here it is. Here it is, brothers and sisters. Here's the camp killer scripture. It says, I exhort now you, brothers. Actually, let me pull this up, just the regular reading first so we can see what it says. Romans 16. Romans 16 and verse. I'll go from 16. Salute one another with a holy kiss. The churches of Hamashiach salute you. Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. The Most High said, mark them that are causing divisions and offenses, contrary to the doctrine which you have learned, and avoid them. God said avoid them, not me. So what does it mean, them which cause divisions and offenses? Right? Let's go into, man. Let's go into it. let's go into it. Where do I even start? Okay, let's go into the interlinear and have a quick look. So we can get the true sense of the word, and then we'll bring out the precepts on it as well. I exhort now you, brothers, to watch out, family, for those divisions and obstacles contrary to the teaching. So this word divisions is dikostasias, okay, dikostasias, okay. All right, let's pull that up. Let me just go here. Dikostasias, right? Galatians 5:20, disputes, dissensions, factions, New American Standard Version, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, KJV, fits of rage, contentions, dissensions, factions. Okay, INT. I gotta look up this INT. But here's what we want. Dixostasia, from dixa, meaning what? Separately. And stasis, standing. So mark those mark those who uh cause separate standings and offenses contrary to the doctrine which we have learned, and avoid them. So we're gonna see what the doctrines we have learned are and what is this separate standing. It says properly separate standings, standing apart, right? Now, do we know Israel? I talk about standing apart, and the scriptures say some of them say, "Stand not near me, for I am holier than thou." Why was IUIC fighting ISUPK? Well, that attitude, "Stand not near me, for I am holier than thou." Why do people, certain camps refuse to do unity camps? Because stand not near me, for I am holier than thou. Their whole mantra is to stand apart from their brothers and sisters, separately standing. Watch this. Here's the important part. Use of divisions which wrongly separate people into pointless factions. Family, right now in Israel, are we separated into factions? Please, people, open the line. Have I lost my mind? Am I seeing things that are not there? Or is our nation separated into factions? Please, let me get a couple answers. What do people think? Going once, going twice? All right. The nation is 100% separated into factions. That's what these camps are. The Most High said straight up, mark those that are separating into factions. And the Most High said to avoid them. First Corinthians 1. Let's bring out the precepts now. Let's prove that. Right? First Corinthians 1. Right? From 10. It goes. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, that you all speak the same thing, and that there be no divisions among you. Hold on, I have camps. There be no divisions among you. Either you're in the kingdom or you're not in the kingdom. But that ye be perfectly joined together in the same mind the mind of Christ, and in the same judgment. For it hath been declared unto me of you, my brethren, by them which are of the house of Chloe, that there are contentions among you, right? So Paul is saying, hey, listen, I heard there's fighting. What's it about? Now this I say that every one of you, now this I say that every one of you saith, I am of Paul, and I of Apollos, and I of Cephas, and I of Christ. That's Camp's family. Everybody have a side that they pick. I am of Nathaniel. I am of General Yohana. I am of Chief Alazar. I am of Naquam. I am of Mars of Yahushai. I am of this. I am of that. Everybody have some kind of person that they are following. When we already have a king, we already have a ruler. We already have a high priest, Yahushai. That is not the gospel. The thing that we learn is that there is a kingdom that's going to rise in the last days and take over all the other kingdoms. We didn't learn to create factions. We're going to read it right here. Verse 13. Is Christ divided? Was Paul crucified for you? Is Yahushua divided? Was Nathaniel crucified for you? Were you baptized in the name of General Yohana? Or Priest Zabak? Were you baptized in the name of Brother Michael? The answer is no. You were not. Yahushua is not divided. There are no factions. There's no camps in Yahushua. It's Yahushua and that's it. Or die. That's it. Yahushua or die. That's it. The factions must stop. I don't believe it's going to stop with the last generation. I believe they're going to ride this thing till the wheels fall off and probably create new generations of factions. But as for you and your household, do not form factions. Do not join factions. Find faithful Israelites walking with the Most High God, and you walk with them. Because Christ is not divided. Let's bring out 2 Timothy 3. From 1 to 3 it says, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Perilous here, right? Kalepos. Okay.
Strong's G 5467. Chalepas. Chalepas.
Right? Kalepas. What does this mean? Hard. Times where things are hard to do, hard to take, hard to approach. Troublesome, dangerous times. Fierce, harsh, savage times. Gonna come. Right? In the last days, dangerous times shall come. What's gonna make them dangerous? Men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, which is greedy, They're going to be boasters. They're going to be proud. They're going to be blasphemers. Come on. They're going to be disobedient to parents. They're going to be unthankful. They're going to be unholy, family. They're going to be without natural affection. That's no love, right? Which will not allow you to extend mercy to your brothers and sisters, not allow you to sit in judgment with the members of your congregation, the brothers and sisters in your congregation. Truce breakers, okay? You can't trust nothing they say. They're going to say one thing and do something else. False accusers, all right? They're going to lie against people. Incontinent, they're going to be fierce. They're going to be despisers of those that are good, right? So when they see you trying hard to be righteous, you're not going to get love, man. They're going to hate you. Traitors, heady, traitors, heady, high-minded, okay, thinking they're better than people, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof. And then the Most High say, from such turn away. This is the second time the Most High tell you the kind of people that you should be turning away from. Whether this is a brother or sister or the leader of your camp, the Most High tell you, turn away. Verse 26, Matthew 23. Matthew 23, verse 26. Let's go back here. Thou blind Pharisee. And remember, the Most High tell you destruction coming to the Pharisees for living like this. So these precepts that we just brought out, destruction is coming to people for living like this, which is why Yahweh Shai said in the parable in the New Testament, many, not all that say unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter the kingdom of heaven. And then he goes on to say, some gonna complain and said, hey, didn't we cast out devils in your name? Now, last time I checked, Yahweh Shai also said, you cannot cast out demons by the power of demons. So so when you go and he says, hey, listen, some gonna complain and say, we cast out devils in your name, and then you're gonna say, I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of iniquity. So you can cast out devils in the name of Yahweh Shai, cast out demons, help people change their lives. But if you are a worker of iniquity, you're surely gonna die. It's that simple. It's only Israel that's able to cast out demons in the name of Yahweh Shai. Yeah, you have to be you have to be pointing in the right direction. If you get what I'm saying, calling on the right power. But if you do not stop practicing iniquity, you shall surely die. And that's what's gonna happen. Yahweh Shai tell you straight. They're gonna say, hey, didn't we do all of this in your name? You're gonna say, I never knew you. Because some Israelites have never turned away from practicing iniquity. Many of our leaders have never turned away from practicing iniquity. They just whitewash the tomb, and inside they are still full of dead men's bones. Sin, serious sin that the Most High tells you you're gonna die for. Pride, that's the biggest one in Israel. Pride. Men will die for pride. Many men will die because of pride. Fornication, right? Profanity, not seasoning their speech with salt. People think this is a light thing, but James 1, 26 and 27 tell you you're practicing vain religion if you can't bridle your tongue. And many Israelites, especially leaders, hey, listen, publicly, they talk nice. But when they like in service, during service, they talk nice. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're cussing in service. Absolute madness. Sometimes they're cussing people on the side of the road. Absolute madness. The most I say, out of the same mouth cannot come are blessings and curses, man. He tell you you're practicing a vain and empty religion if you're unable to bridle your tongue. If it was not a big deal with God, I wouldn't say anything about it. But it's a big deal with God, and it can cost you your salvation. So I must mention the things that can cost you your salvation. Else I'm not doing my job. 26. Thou blind Pharisee, cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter. Cleanse first that which is within the cup and platter, and the outside of them, that the outside of them may be clean also, man. Renew your mind. Clean the inside first, God said, not the outside first. Don't throw on the fringes first, man. And the garments, and you're still a filthy person. Stop being filthy. Stop working iniquity. And then shine your outside. In fact, he says, hey, once you do that, the outside is going to be clean. All praises. Wicked leaders need to clean up their insides. Isaiah 1. Let me leave this here and just open another one here. Isaiah 1, and I'll read 16 to 18. Isaiah 1, 16 to 18, it says, wash you, make you clean. How? Put away the evil of your doings from before mine eyes. Cease to do evil. Learn to do well. Seek what? Judgment. The same thing he set up the judges for. Relieve the oppressed. Judge the fatherless. That's the orphan. Plead for the widow, man. We looked at this in part 2 and probably in part 1 as well, man. Pure religion and undefiled before the Most High is to visit widows and orphans in their distress, paraphrasing, and to keep yourself unspotted from the world. Don't be 1 ounce worldly. Don't be a worldly person. Don't let no part of you be worldly. 1 Corinthians 10:30, I believe, tells you everything you do it to the glory of the Most High, man. You're working out, work out to the Most High glory. You're playing game, play game to the Most High glory. You're watching TV, watch TV to the Most High glory. You're playing sports, you play sports to the Most High glory. You're going to work, go to work to the Most High glory. You're getting married, get married to the Most High glory. This is your culture and your heritage. You don't have anything else. Right? You don't need anything else. Because this is all glory. Right? And just like a plant, it takes time to grow. And by the time it flowers at the coming of the king, people gonna wish they were watering it properly the whole time. With the word. Don't get caught out there. You do what you gotta do to please the Most High God. Right? Okay. 18. Come now and let us reason together, saith Yahweh. Though your sins be as scarlet, you could be the worst sinner, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as wool. Why, man? How? Hey, listen, if you put away evil from you, the Most High will clean you up. That's what he just told the Pharisees to do in Matthew 23, man. Clean the inside of the cup, you know. Second Chronicles 32. Not a precept on that. Second Chronicles 32. Right? Second Chronicles 32. Oh, give me a second here. Oh, sorry. Second Chronicles 32 and 25. Second Chronicles 32 from 25, it says, but Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefit done unto him. Sorry, I'll go from 24. So Hezekiah was about to die, and then he cried and he prayed, and the Most High extended his life. But the Most High did kindness to him, and he didn't render the kindness, he didn't pay it forward, okay, to his people, right? So the Most High had a problem with that, okay? It says, in those days Hezekiah was sick to the death, and prayed unto Yahweh, and he spake unto him, and he gave him a sign. But in another place, you see that he healed it. Okay, gave him 15 more years to his life. But Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefit done unto him, for his heart was lifted up. Therefore, there was wrath upon him. Why didn't he do the benefit? Because he got proud. He didn't pay it forward because he got proud, brothers and sisters. Okay? It says, therefore, there was wrath upon him and upon Judah and Jerusalem. Okay? Notwithstanding, Hezekiah humbled himself. So he got proud, but then what did he do? He humbled himself for the pride of his heart. Both he and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the wrath of Yahweh came not upon them in the days of Hezekiah. Right? So you're able to clean the inside of the cup, man, for the outside to be clean as well. And the Most High will repent him of the evil that he have planned for you if you do righteousness. But you must do righteousness. You must bring down your pride, your arrogance, you know, your lording power over people, your greed, your deception, your teaching of lies, and so on. You got to stop it. Okay, 27 to 28 in Matthew 23. Wicked leaders look righteous on the outside, but inside they are full of lawlessness and hypocrisy. Okay, 27. See what we got here. And 28. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you are like unto whitened sepulchres. Okay, so whitewashed tombs, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and of all uncleanliness. All right. Let's go to Proverbs 26. Right? Proverbs 26. And I'll read from 23. It says, burning lips and a wicked heart, meaning a wicked mind, are like a potsherd covered with silver dross. So they're like a clay pot that you put glaze on, okay? He that hateth dissembleth with his lips and layeth up deceit within him. All right. So whoever hate his brother, say he dissembleth with his lips and layeth up deceit within him. When he speaketh fair, believe him not, for there are 7 abominations in his heart. You see that? This harkens back to or forward to the New Testament. Well, no, it harkens back to when I think it's Isaiah. It says Israel like smooth words. Let me pull that out. Let me bring that out. Okay, that's Psalms. No, no, no. Yeah, Isaiah. Isaiah 30 and 10. Watch what the Most High say about Israel. Uh, Now go write it before them in a table and note it in a book that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. So God know Israel already. So beware of yourself. The Most High know your spirit and beware of your surroundings. I keep repeating it, but that's the whole purpose of this lesson, right? To not just be a fanboy or a fangirl, but to look intently with the Holy Ghost upon these people that you allow to that you not that you put on a pedestal, man. Yeah, that you rate and respect and defend. Rate, respect, and defend God, right? Cursed is the man that trusteth in man that maketh flesh his own, right? Says, now go, write it before them in a table, note it in a book that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That what? This is a rebellious people, man. Israel. Lying children. Children that will not hear the law of Yahweh. So said, so done. I reached out to a brother yesterday, I believe it was, a so-called leader in Israel. Told him what I saw that he was doing wrong, sent him the scriptures. His response to me was H-U-H. Huh? That was his response. Israel will not hear the law of the Most High. We say to the seers, see not, the prophets prophesy not. Prophesy not unto us right things. Speak unto us smooth things. Prophesy deceits. And that's what most of our leaders are doing today, brothers and sisters. Most of them are prophesying deceits. And because you are not diligent, you're falling for the deceits. Because they look good, you're falling for the deceits. You know, be wise. Going back to Proverbs 26, it says, verse, one second, whose hatred, 26, whose hatred is covered by deceit. Their hatred is covered by what? Deceit. His wickedness shall be showed before the whole congregation. So these men cannot hide. God will show their wickedness because when you compare them to scripture, you're going to know if it's wickedness or righteousness that they're doing. It says, whoso diggeth a pit shall fall therein, and he that rolleth a stone, it will return upon him. Okay? A lying tongue hateth those that are afflicted by it, and a flattering mouth worketh righteousness? No, man. A flattering mouth worketh ruin. See that? Right? Bigging up people that don't need to be big up. It's ruinous. Okay? So, what are some examples of deceit and lawlessness that wicked leaders that look righteous do. Well, they don't cover their head. They don't, sorry, they keep their head covered while they're preaching. That's against the law, right? They wear they don't wear fringes. That's a law, right? Um, some of them don't take care of their families. That's a law, right? Some of them got two wives and they're serving the flock. They're leading the flock and they got two wives. That's against the law, right? Don't ignore lawlessness and hypocrisy in your leaders, okay? Because the Most High surely won't. All right, moving on. Got a couple more here. Then we'll wrap up for today. Just as I suspected, uh, I mean, I may have to do a part four to this, which will be quite short, maybe an hour long, but I'm not gonna rush the scriptures or the understanding, right? Let's see here. So, what else do wicked leaders do? Wicked leaders are proud. Okay, let's see here. Let's see here. Let's go back to Matthew. Isaiah 28. Isaiah 28. We'll read 1 and then we'll read 7 to 8. Woe to the crown of pride to the drunkards of Ephraim, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Okay? Woe unto the crown of pride, the drunkards of Ephraim. Now he's not talking about actual rum, whose glorious beauty is a fading flower, which are on the head of the fat valleys of them that are overcome with wine. Not actual wine, and we'll see that. But they also have erred through wine and through strong drink are out of the way. The priest and the prophet, you hear who? The people? The priest and the prophet have erred through strong drink. They are swallowed up of wine. They are out of the way through strong drink. They err in what? Vision. They stumble in what? Judgment. It didn't say they stumble and they fall off of the balcony and they fell on the floor and they vomit all over themselves and everybody laughed. This is talking about them stumbling spiritually, right? Which Proverbs 16 and 5 will show, right? Let's go there. Well, no, the scripture after this will show that, but just want to bring up Proverbs 16 and 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh. Though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. That's plain. So it don't matter what you do, right? You can clap, you can bow down and open doors, and you can do whatever you want. You can big up the person as much as you want. The Most High say a proud man will not go unpunished, right? In the interlinear, it says, is an abomination to Yahweh. Abomination, brothers and sisters. That's the same thing as being a homosexual, man. A homosexual is an abomination to the Most High. A proud man is an abomination to the Most High. Is an abomination to Yahweh. Everyone high in heart, meaning what? High-minded, proud, right? Though they join forces, though they join forces, though they join forces, all who are proud, none will go unpunished. That's a grave warning from the Most High, right? I think I got maybe two more here, right? Wicked leaders um do not understand judgment. Okay, let's go here. Let's go back to Matthew 23. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! You are like whited sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward, but are within full of dead men's bones and all uncleanness. Even so, you also outwardly appear righteous unto men, but within are full of hypocrisy and iniquity. Right? Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you build the tombs of the prophets and garnish the sepulchres of the righteous, and say, if we had been in the days of our fathers, we would not have been partakers with them in the blood of the prophets. And then he says, wherefore you are witnesses unto yourselves, or witnesses against yourselves, that you are the children of them which killed the prophets. And this is that generation to generation wickedness that I'm talking about. If we keep separating into factions and keep pushing factions generation upon generation, his faction's going to get pushed. His faction's going to be around. And we are multiplying death and destruction instead of life, you know. So, wicked leaders, they do not understand judgment in all its various contexts, right? Let's go to Proverbs 28 and 5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek Yahweh understand all things. All right. And wicked leaders, they'll always make the wrong judgment. You will see them consistently making the wrong judgment in situations. Okay. They may have to call a council. They don't call a council. They may have to speak to a brother or sister, and they bring it out. They bring out the issue in a lesson instead. They just do things anyhow. You understand? And not according to the ordinances of the Most High. They don't understand it, therefore they don't do it. You know. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 11:4, right? 1 Corinthians 11:4. Every man praying or prophesying, praying or preaching, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. Right? That's an ordinance. They don't understand or keep ordinances. So when you see, Israelites out there, men, preaching or prophesying their head covered, that's off. You see them sisters preaching or prophesying their head uncovered, that's off. That's a sure mark that individual is practicing wickedness, man. You understand? They're not careful with the word of the Most High. They are careless. Now, what you ought to do is reach out to them and tell them the right thing, and then watch and see what they do. If they keep doing what they're doing, you know what it is. At 99% of the time, that's what happened, right? Let's go to Leviticus 19 and 15, right? Wicked leaders do not understand judgment. They pervert it, actually. They pervert judgment. They judge between a man and his neighbor the wrong thing, or they just ignore it completely. And the Most High says in Leviticus 19:15, you shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the person of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty, but in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Right? And that harkened back to the Pharisee that we saw, the Pharisees that we saw bring the lady over to get judged by Yahweh Shai, but didn't bring the man. Right? So wicked leaders do not understand judgment in all its various contexts. All right. And here's the last thing, the last one I'll bring forth for today. Nope, nope. I think we'll stop here for today because there's some important things that I wanna show. One second. One quick second, family. Alrighty. All right. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean that's it. That's all I got for today. Um, this is pretty comprehensive because Yahweh Shai gave us a comprehensive list of stuff in Matthew 23, right? And you, as an exercise for yourself, go through and check out, the leaders that you rate and respect, right? The ones that you be paying attention to, watching all the time, and maybe even follow, and see how they measure up against the scriptures. And if they don't measure up, the Most High say, hey, separate yourself. Walk away from these particular people, right? Find yourself righteous people to be around, to listen to, right? Especially be around, right? Because at the end of the day, there's it says we prophesy, we know in part and we prophesy in part. So many uh, of these wicked leaders, they have knowledge, they have understanding. Yahweh Shai got knowledge and understanding according to the scriptures from the scribes and the Pharisees as he was growing up. He sat with the lawyers, right? But what does he say? Don't do as they do, right? And he say, hey, turn away from these people. Meaning what? Hey, eat the meat, chew the meat and spit out the bones, right? Know what you're watching when you're watching these people, and your spirit will tell you what to do. You understand? And if you find that it's overwhelming, just don't watch them at all. But what you should definitely not do is go join their factions. You should definitely not join their factions because that's against the law, you know? So that's all I got for today. That's some of the some of the attributes of wicked leaders. Next week we got two more attributes to look at, and we have examples of our leaders in Israel actually fitting into those things. I got receipts. So I got a couple receipts to show you guys next week. Then we're gonna look at what the judgments are for the wicked leaders and the judgments for the ones, well, the judgments are for wicked leaders and what to do if your wicked your leader is wicked. All right, so that's what we're gonna look at next week. So with that, uh, all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham HaMashiach Yahweh Shai. All glory to Yahweh in the name of the Messiah Yahweh Shai. To those on the line, sorry, on the internet watching this or who will watch this, thank you for watching and keep the commandments, right? It doesn't matter, what you hear. Don't be a hearer of the word only, but also be a doer of the word, right? So I'm gonna stop the stream.